By the end of this video, you'll be able to find every hidden indexing leak on your site. Like the staging environments Google has indexed without your knowledge, parameters URLs bleeding your crawl budget, exposed files you thought were private, and pages that cause security issues. Using nothing but Google's own search bar. No expensive tools, no crawl software, just 5 search operators or Google Docs to do technical SEO audit. You gotta stick with me to the last because it is one of the most dangerous to ignore. Let's first talk about finding subdomains or staging environments that are not supposed to be indexed. One of the most common issues I see, especially after a site migration or a redesign, is the staging or development site getting indexed alongside the main site. This is a massive duplicate content problem. So here's what I recommend you do. You want to use a combination of the site : operator and the minus operator. Go to Google and type site : *yourdomainname.com. Do not literally follow this. This should be your site's URL. And then space -www. What this does is it tells Google to search across all subdomains of your site but exclude the main www version. Check this out. I ran the Google Doc site : to find every subdomain of this website wpdrawattention.com -World Wide Web and immediately found a staging site for a WordPress plugin company. As you can see, this is the live site that you are supposed to see, and this is the staging site that should not be seen by the public. If we view the source code of the staging page, their robots meta tag literally says index follow, and their canonical tag points back to the staging URL instead of the main domain. Google is treating this as a completely separate indexable website. If this is a larger website, such as this, and many staging pages were indexed, then that's duplicate content at scale, and that shouldn't be the case for any business. But your next question will be, what if I have legitimate subdomains like a blog or a support portal? Simple, you can just chain more minus operators. You would use the same Google Doc minus the subdomains, such as -blog, if you have a blog.yourdomain.com, space -support, if you have a support.yourdomain.com, and if you have another subdomain like help that is supposed to be indexed, you can add -help. This strips away the noise and leaves you only the subdomains that shouldn't be there. So if you don't see any pages that shouldn't be there, you're good. Now let's talk about e-commerce sites and large blogs. If you have filters, sorting options, or pagination, you are highly susceptible to parameter bloat. This is when Google indexes thousands of URLs that just append this or this on the end of the URL. If you run a WordPress website, this shouldn't be a problem, but it is good to double check on this. To find these, we use the in_URL operator. Search for site : yourdomainname.com, space in_URL : ? Let me give you a good example. This is the site of an airline company. When we do a technical SEO audit on a site, we find pages such as these that are indexed on Google, which they shouldn't. These are technically internal search pages. Or this site that sells water filters and pumps. When we do an audit for the site, it is showing certain category search pages that are with super long URLs, which includes ? in the URL. Let me show you a great example of how this should be handled. If you look at woocommerce.com and add this sort parameter, the page loads fine, but if you look at the source code, their canonical tag correctly points back to the clean URL without the parameter. I know you may be trying to help users find products easier with these filters, but if Google indexes every combination of filters, your crawl budget is wasted on thin, duplicate content. So if you run into this problem for your site and it is a WordPress site, do let us know in the comments down below. This is straightforward but surprisingly common. Your site has a 404 error page, the page that shows up when someone visits a broken or deleted URL. That page should never appear in Google search results, but sometimes it does because Google crawled it and decided to index it. Take a look at this. We use this Google Doc on a bank's website, and their 404 page is actually indexed. The same goes for this website as well. If you run this Google Doc on your site and see results, your error page needs a no index tag added to it immediately. We have talked about this in another video right here, but this is an extension since we are talking about technical SEO audit. What you want to do is to run your domain through this list of Google Docs to discover non-HTML files that Google has crawled and indexed. Often these are files you have uploaded to your media library but never intended for the public to find via search. For example, when I do a Google Doc audit for this site that sells Lego models, this is the Google Doc I use, and I found a CSV file that contains their inventory, and this is a downloadable file. I mean, if this file is supposed to be a downloadable for their client, that's fine. But if it is an internal document, then this is a problem. Another example would be this Google Doc. To find log files of a site, you see these are URLs that are indexed, but when you click through it, you will see that it is redirected to the About Us page, which could mean these log files are not supposed to be found on the search engines. If the site is big, all these indexed log files will eat up the crawl budget, and important new pages from the site can be neglected. The worst are SQL files in my opinion. These pages should never be indexed for crawl budget and security reasons. So again, these are the Google Docs you should run through with your domain. Pause this video and take a snapshot if you need to. If you found files that are not supposed to be indexed, do leave a comment down below and let us know if you need help with it. Let me start with an example. Check out this page that includes all the internal JavaScript and CSS files. And what about this page? Or this page? Or this? There are so many of such instances I found on the web. All you need is to search site : yourdomainname.com, space in title : and the quoted index off without any spaces here. If you see no search results like this, your site is safe. But if you see any search results for your domain, you need to consult your web hosting provider or consult a web developer on how to solve this issue. Normally, when a web server has no index file like index.html or index.php in a folder, it sometimes automatically displays a raw list of every file inside the folder. File names, folder names, file sizes, and dates. It's one of the most dangerous indexing leaks because it exposes your entire file structure to anyone and to Google. Visitors and attackers can browse and download anything in that folder. Backup files, configuration files, old uploads, database exports, private documents, anything. So if your site is ever exposed on this, please take immediate action. And there you have it. 5 Google Docs that give you complete technical SEO audits in seconds. If you found this helpful, make sure to smash that thumbs up and subscribe to us to get SEO insights and grow your business. This is Jack from RankMath. I'll see you in the next video.